All right, so this is how they turned out. These are the drumsticks, and these are the thighs. I'm quite happy with how this has turned out. I've got to do another church meal, right? And we haven't got an oven in the building we basically meet in a community centre. It's like a hall with a bar. There's nowhere to cook there, so I'm gonna do a meal, and I'm gonna do tandoori chicken. Okay, so normally I make my own tandoori spices. Well, not my own spices, I mix up my own tandoori mix with different spices. But I've never been happy with my own spices, so this time I'm trying this one out. I bought this out, TRS, Tandoori Masala. They are not paying me or anything like that. I don't even know if this is any good. So these spices, right, I am gonna put a bunch here, and I'm gonna add some Greek yogurt to this. Mix it up to make a paste. It's good, but I would like it to taste stronger, definitely. Sorry. As someone trying to discreetly walk around the kitchen and up the stairs and ended up falling up the stairs. I shouldn't laugh, but it's just one of them funny things, you know, when someone's trying to be subtle and then they end up doing the opposite. So it's just amusing. I'm not laughing that they actually fell over. That would be mean. Now, if I had time, I think I would put some more ginger in this, grate some ginger in this to give it a little bit more kick, but I haven't really got time. I'm in quite a rush here. I do want to make it stronger though, so I'm going to add more of this. Let's add more. This is a horrible feeling if you take the time to put some flavors on something and then when you serve it up, there's hardly any flavor on it. And I do find with using slow cookers to keep stuff warm, that has been a problem. But this week we're not using slow cookers. I got something different because I found the slow cookers stuff gets soggy quite easily, so I've got something different I'll show you in a minute. Hi, it's Duncan from the future. Yes, I've been perfecting this tandoori chicken and I found a better way of doing it is with this Patak's marinade here. This is what you want to do. So instead of the other spice mix, get this, mix it with a little bit of yogurt. Don't use as much yogurt as they say on the jar, right? You want that nice strong flavor. Okay, so don't use too much yogurt, but this, use the same technique as old Duncan is doing. Make this and it will be really good. But listen, I gotta go before I create a paradox. Okay, now lemon juice. We're gonna add some lemon juice to this. Let's see how this has come out. More lemon juice. You know what? Put some more lemon juice, why not? Okay, now we get the chicken out. So I've got thighs and drumsticks. They got skin on. Here's the deal. The drumsticks, I'm gonna leave the skin on, even though that's not really what you do with tandoori. But if there's anyone who doesn't like tandoori, then they can just take the skin off. I'm not gonna cut slices in it or anything. Whereas the chicken thighs, I'm gonna take the skin off and I'm going to cut slices in it. Okay, so I've got my chef's knife. I'm gonna open these thighs. What I'm gonna do here is just skin on the thighs. It's just really easy to pull off. Of course, if you say it's real easy, then when you try and show someone, it doesn't seem as easy. But yeah, pull them off. Now, not only are you supposed to do this for tandoori, because that's just how you're supposed to do it, but also if there's less chicken skin, then I'm hoping this meal won't get so soggy. So before in the slow cookers, we found that with the skin on the chickens, and then when you got them sitting in the slow cookers for an hour and a half, keeping warm, it just goes quite soggy. So by not having the skins, hopefully that will help with that. I'm also going to cook on racks so that any juices just drip down and the chicken doesn't cook in the juices. So that will make a difference as well. And I'm also not going to use a slow cooker to keep them warm this time. I bought something else called an electric pressure cooker that has a keep warm function, and we're going to try using that today to see if that's better. I will fast forward this on the video because no one really wants to watch someone taking skins off like 20 chicken thighs. At this point, someone might be saying, why aren't you washing the chicken? Well, I appreciate some people like to wash the chicken. I'm from the school of thought that if I wash the chicken in my sink, more likelihood of contaminating my sink and all the stuff around the sink. And that if I cook the chicken to above 74 degrees, there's not gonna, any germs or anything like that will be destroyed. So that's why I'm not washing the chicken. But no disrespect to anyone who does wash the chicken. It's one of them things that on the internet people go to war about. Now ideally I would have done this the night before, but I was in too much pain last night to do this, and so I could have done it the night before. You don't want to do it earlier than the night before because you can actually ruin the meat by marinating it for too long. Right, these thighs I'm gonna cut all the way to the bone, some incisions, so that the flavouring can go in there. So the thigh is really only going to be for people who like tandoori. The drumsticks, not going to put any incisions on, going to leave the skin on, and then people can just, if they don't like tandoori, hopefully they'll be able to take the skin off, just have chicken. And I would normally do this on a chopping board as well, but time is against me today. And ideally this meal I would want to cook on my grill with wood to get a nice wood oven flavour. That's ideally what I would want to do, but there's not enough time to do it on the grill. I'm going to do this in the oven. Let me wash my hands. Happy birthday to you 2 times. So I've got my thighs here. Now I can put the marinade on, okay? And this marinade, I want to rub it in to the chicken, okay? Of course on YouTube there's all kinds of videos of people handling raw chicken and then touching all their appliances with the same hands and stuff. Oh my days, it's interesting. That's what that looks like. Put the lid on, put it in the fridge to marinate, and then I've got to go lie down because I'm in a lot of pain. If I carry on cooking, I'll be in too much pain later to preach at church and to worship God at church. I like to be able to move about as I worship, and so these I'm actually going to put back in the fridge, the drumsticks, and I'll do them a bit later. Okay, so now it's time to do the drumsticks. Just take my watch off because you easily get chicken spray on the watch. I'm just going to put them in here and add on a marinade. I wouldn't normally expect this dish to fit everything in, but that's what happens when you just turn the camera on when you're cooking. It's no Jamie Oliver business here. Now I was thinking what I might do, I might just keep a couple of drumsticks without anything on them at all. Just that there's one person I'm thinking of who I know won't want tandoori. Well, that might be quite nice for them. All right, we're on the final drumstick now. Sounds like a song. The final drumstick. Ooh. And this time I'm just gonna, I'm just gonna dip it in here like this, like it's some kind of ice cream. Okay, it's now time to put these on racks in the oven. So I've got these racks here. I'm gonna do the drumsticks on. And then I got these racks that I'm gonna put the thighs on. Because these are deeper, the thighs will have a lot more liquid come off them. Okay, turning the oven on now to 200 degrees. All right, so now I'm taking them out of the oven, and I said I was gonna do something different. I'm using this electric pressure cooker, right? And I'm using this instead of a slow cooker. And on the inside, it's got a non-stick pot. We put this in, and then the chicken can go on top of that. Then when juices come down, the chicken's not gonna all sit in the juices. So I'm happy about that. These are my chicken thighs. If you want to see how they came out, just check that they are a good temperature. You want to go a fat bit of chicken away from the bone, because the bones get crazy hot and they mess up your readings, make you think it's cooked when it's not. These are definitely cooked. So now what I'm going to do, I'm putting my thighs at the bottom because thighs are juicier than legs. And what will happen is that the juices will come out, drain down. I don't want them to drain down all over the drumsticks and make the drumsticks gross. You know what I mean? Okay, now the drumsticks. If you want to see how the drumsticks came out, they came out like that. They are definitely done. So I'm going to chuck these in. What I want to do is just have a space at the top to put the two plain ones that don't have tandoori on them. And now, just put the lid on this. Someone at the door. Put the lid on this, make sure the air vent is on open. Yep, and then it just needs to be kept on keep warm, and that's it. This is done. So now this will get carried to the building and kept on keep warm, and then ready to serve up. Someone else is making the rice, someone else has chopped veggie sticks. That's a whole meal to have at the church, tandoori chicken without a kitchen in the building. All right, so this is how they turned out. These are the drumsticks, and these are the thighs. And you see, I've just taken them out of the pot, and now you can see at the bottom of the pot. That's how much juices then went in the bottom. That's a lot less than if we'd done them in a slow cooker. So I'm quite happy with how this has turned out.
I worship the only genuine, so worth mentioning. Yahweh through Christ, like Shabbat, pointed pentagon into the Bible ain't a license to do. In God's name you choose, in God's name you're trying to prove. Foolish man, you're clueless, should've concluded